Welcome, everyone, to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, this is Anita back again this week with a brand new podcast episode. This is the Better Love Movement podcast. And this week, what are we discussing? Well, we are in episode 104. And this week we're talking about feminine women do not seek to change men. So, I get this a lot. And a lot of the women that I coach or counsel, they will come in and they will make mention of a man that they're dating or they're interested in, or perhaps they're in a relationship or they're married. And of course, there are things about him that they wish were different, right? Because no one's perfect. No man is perfect. I'm actually going to do another podcast episode based on a request from a listener to determine the difference between a man who is not perfect and a man who is not worth it. Those are two totally different things. So you need to know the difference, because I don't want you to dismiss a man too soon. I mean, he may be a wonderful option for you and you're dismissing him too soon, because here's the thing, men are not perfect. Okay, they have their stuff just like we have our stuff. I have to keep a written tally of all of my stuff, like my quirks and the things that I know are tricky or difficult about being with me, just so that I can, keep that at the front of my mind when I'm engaging with a man and something about him comes up that annoys me. I say, okay, Anita, look at your list of quirks, look at your list of the weird stuff that you do, or things that other people may find annoying, because you're not perfect either, and he has to put up with that. So we're going to talk about that in another podcast episode. But in this episode, we're going to talk about that we're not able to change anyone. We're not able to change a man. And all that a feminine woman has, and I want you ladies to really listen to this, all you have, my lovelies, is your standards and your requirements and your healthy self-esteem and your self-love and your self-worth, right? That's it. And that's all you got. Anything else would be a manipulation. Anything else would be you operating in your masculine energy, trying to make something happen, trying to make him change and make him be different. I can't tell you how many women that I coach or counsel that come in and give me a long laundry list of what their man is doing or not doing that they don't want or don't, they don't like. And they believe that, I'm there to set them straight, set their man straight, and to change him and to, make him be different. And honestly, that is not a feminine woman's job. That's not what we do. We present to a man how we feel. We share with him how we feel about the things that he does or does not do that don't feel good to us, that we don't like. And then we rely on his masculine nature, which I believe is deep down in the DNA of every man. He wants to please the woman he loves. He wants to impress a woman he's just meeting. Like, we're relying on that. And guess what? If that's not there, like if he doesn't want to do it, if he doesn't see a problem with it, that's it. Like, that's what you got. And now you, as a feminine energy woman, you have to decide, is this something that you can live with? Right? You don't have to be jumping over the moon happy about it, but I really want you to just ask yourself this one question. Can I live with it? And if the answer is no, then your walk away game has to be strong. And this is the thing, ladies. This is the one thing that I see over and over. I see women try to use this as a tactic. They try to use it as a threat. They try to use it as an ultimatum. And it is none of that. It is, okay, we're not a good fit for each other. I see that you clearly want something different, or you need, a different type of woman, and that's not me. And honestly and truly, I want you to say, okay. I had to do this myself over a year ago when I walked away from a relationship that I thought was great. I felt like we were a good fit for each other. We were a good match, but we had one sticking point, and that was marriage. I mean, and don't get me wrong, he wasn't perfect. There were other things about him that, sure, I wish were different. But the one thing that I absolutely could not live with was remaining in a relationship unmarried. Like, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in a long-term companionship, partnership. No, thank you. Like, I'm not a girlfriend, period. I don't want to be a girlfriend, and I'm not a girlfriend. I'm not interested in that. I only know how to be a wife. And so after 4 years off and on, that's not what he wanted, or that's not what he was doing. And so I was like, okay, and I was very, like, there was no anger. There was no, there wasn't anything. I was kind of like, okay, we're not on the same page about this, and this doesn't work for me. This doesn't feel good to me. This is beneath the standard that I set for myself. And then I left. And that was it. And while he spent many months, reaching out to me, trying to text me, and then eventually we did meet. We actually met up a year later, a little over a year later, we met up. Nothing had changed. Nothing had changed about my standard, and nothing had changed about, I guess, him not wanting to meet that standard. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm glad life has been really good for you. And, you've been doing a lot of cool things with your life. I shared some of the things I had been doing with my life, and that was it. I haven't heard from him since, because, again, that is the feminine energy way. We put ourselves first. We prioritize what we want, right? Our goal in this world, in this life, is to make ourselves happy. And we do that by engaging with men that want to add to that happiness. They want to contribute to that. They want to give us what we want. But what I see too many women doing is they're engaging with men, and they're getting their feelings involved. And then they want him, to meet their standard. And by then he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to abstain from having sex, or I don't want to get married, or I don't want to buy you that type of ring, or live in that type of house, or I don't want to, stop talking to my exes. Come on, we're going about this backwards. You've got to make it clear from the beginning what your standard and your requirement is. And right then and there, the man knows whether he can meet it or not. And I'm going to be frank. Sometimes men will pull a fast one. This has happened to me where, it happened to me in that last relationship. I said on the second date, I am only interested in men who are pursuing me for marriage. I'm not interested in dating for fun. I'm not interested in dating for companionship. I'm not interested. I made that extremely clear. And he was on board. He agreed 100%. Oh, yeah, that's what I want too. I see myself getting married again too. That's what I want too. And, time is the great, equalizer. It tells you everything you need to know truly about a person, because over time, that's not what he wanted to do. And so now I've had to go back in after that relationship and tighten my standards even more. Like I have some hardline rules now that I didn't even have before because of that experience. And remember, ladies, these experiences, these multitude of experiences, they're not failures. They're not losses. Remember, you always win or you learn, right? There is no failing or losing. You win or you learn. And so that was a huge lesson to me. And now I have new knowledge, I have new wisdom from that situation, and I have put some new standards and requirements in place because of that. And have decided, okay, I've got to kind of lean back even more and withhold even more, because apparently men will tell you what you want to hear and they'll act like it for some time. And then, a year or two in, the truth will be revealed that that's not really what they want to do. So you got to tighten up even further. But yes, feminine women, we don't seek to change men. Like, we don't issue ultimatums. We don't threaten. We don't, nag and just, go in week after week after week. We don't do that. We have a standard set. We know what feels good to us. We express it. And here's the difference. This is where women don't see the difference between nagging and just, complaining and, just doing this thing over and over that is making a man's ears bleed. Okay, that's one thing. What a feminine energy woman does is she expresses how she feels. She uses phrases like, it doesn't feel good when, and then she says what doesn't feel good. Or if there's something that he's doing that, she wants him to not do, she says, when you do this, I feel, and then she expresses how she feels about it. So in my case, I said, this relationship doesn't feel good to me anymore. It isn't really going towards the solid commitment that I need to feel really safe and secure with you. I don't feel cherished. I don't feel loved. I don't feel valued. What do you think about that? I had that conversation more than once with the man that I was in a relationship with. And all I got was a lot of, stalling and, okay, I see that. And honestly, it was all the same. It wasn't going to end with my desired result. And here's the thing. It was never my intention to manipulate him into doing that. It was only my intention to determine, okay, this is not what he wants to do. I need to exit stage left. That's it. It was never my intention. Now, he would come back and say that, I just feel like that, you're wanting me to do this and you're trying to, no, I'm not. But I'm also not going to stay around. I'm also not going to accept less than what I want. And it was like this battle of the wills. And I would leave and I would sincerely wish him the best and I would go about my business because I was like, okay, there didn't have to be a whole lot of dramatics or crying or screaming or yelling like that. None of that has to happen. You can just, very calmly say, this isn't making me feel good. Like, this isn't what I want. I can't accept this because this is less than what I want. And you can leave. We all can. Love is a choice. It's an option, right? We don't have to be in a romantic relationship. And for him, he doesn't have to be married. And I explained that. You're right. You don't have to be married to me or anyone else. But that is what I desire. And so you can't continue to be in relationship with me and think that you giving me less than what I want or deserve is going to satisfy me. Like, it's not. And so I kept saying that. Let me go, set me free. Well, I set myself free. I don't need a man to set me free. I set myself free. And so let that happen and stop trying to, bring me back in. Like, stop that. It's actually selfish. It's incredibly selfish. It's incredibly hurtful Because basically what you're trying to tell a person is, I want you to settle for less than what you want. I want to get what I want. And I want to, still be in relationship with you, but I don't want to give you what you want or what you need. No. No, please, ladies, don't fall for that. I hope you're smarter than that. And keep this in mind. A feminine energy woman's, walk away game is tight. She has made up her mind that she prioritizes the relationship she wants over any man. So a lot of women get so attached and so tied to a particular man, knowing good and well that man can't give them the relationship that they want, whether that's, for me, marriage or commitment or a child or talking to them sweetly or keeping their hands off of them or not cheating on them. So whatever the relationship is that you want, a lot of women are with men that can't give it to them. And so what do? They get into this masculine boy energy and say, I'm going to change him. He's going to grow. He's going to evolve. He's going to one day give me the relationship that I want. That is you and your masculine. That is not you, sweet lovelies, in your feminine. And that's what this podcast is all about. That's what my platform is all about. We are leaning back. We are remaining in our feminine as women, and we're attracting good, healthy, masculine men, and those men want to make us happy. They want to give us what we want because they want that, right? So the man who is the one for me, he wants to get married. He wants to marry Anita. He wants to walk me down that aisle. He wants to see me in that dress. He wants to see me smiling. That's what he wants. So that's why it's so important that we prioritize the relationship we want to have and not a specific person. Sometimes we can find those two things in the same person, and that's what the book that's coming out in January is all about. It's all about teaching you the skill of getting what you really want and need. So the person and the relationship, you're getting both of those. Okay, at the same time. But too many ladies are focusing on a specific man, and they will engage with that man and fall in love with that man and have sex with that man. And then once all that happens, they're like, okay, so this is the relationship that I want to have. And the man is like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to give you that. I don't want to, he just won't. Or he just will not. And then here comes the frustration. Trust me, I lived it. I was just beyond frustrated. Every time this man called or texted or we went out, I was beyond frustrated. And eventually he picked up on it and was like, wow, something's going on. She is not happy. She's not happy with me. She's not happy. And then he started doing the whole, I can't seem to make you happy. No, you can't. Because the one thing I want, you won't give me. So, no, I guess not. Because that's what I want and need. And you're not able or willing to give it to me. So, ladies, it is really, really important that you are very clear. You know yourself. You know what you want, what you don't want, and what you need. And you express that in the most feminine way possible, straight from the start. I don't want you to worry about running men off, right? A lot of women tell me that. Well, I don't want to say, oh, I'd love, if a man says, well, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? You say, oh, well, one day I want to be a wife. I want to be a wife and I want to be a mother, or I want to be married and, just living the rest of my life very happily in a good, healthy partnership. I say that on the first date. There is no fear in my heart about saying that because that's what's true. That's what is truly, genuinely my truth. And I don't feel any kind of way about it. Now, here's the difference. I say it in such a way that it's completely matter of fact. Like it never comes off desperate. That's why I get these second and third and fourth dates. I've said that on the first date and get second and third and fourth dates. I say it very matter of factly. It doesn't come off desperate or, oh, I want to marry you. I don't even know you. Like that's my whole kind of unbothered attitude on the first date. I'm sweet, I'm fun, I'm funny, but I still am kind of like, dude, I don't even know you. I say it like really funny, but yeah, I don't know you. I don't want to marry you because I don't know you. I would never consider marrying a man I don't know. So yeah, you gotta, say it kind of matter of factly. You gotta practice that. And I think a lot of women, they either say it and they come off really nervous or anxious, or they say it and they come off really desperate. So, yeah, a man can pick up on your energy. So you have to be really careful about that. But no, I say it pretty matter of factly. And also keep in mind that while I may say that to a man that I am just meeting, I tell him that over the phone or I tell him that on a first date. Then it's what I do afterwards. So keep that in mind. I don't act desperate. I'm not calling. I'm not texting. I'm not pursuing. I'm not chasing. Right? So I say that and then nothing happens. Like they're like, well, wow, for somebody who wants to get married, they're not running me down. They're not calling me. No, because I'm the girl. I'm the woman. And again, it's not about you. I don't know if I would want to marry you. That's just my goal in general. So okay, but get more comfortable saying that if that's what you really want and own it if that's what you really want. So many women are telling me, oh, I don't know if I want to get married. I don't know if I want to have children. Okay, the fact that you're saying you don't know, okay, find out. Why don't you find that out? Why don't you search your heart and your mind and your soul and find that out? And then when you know that, own it. But this idea of, well, it's almost like I don't want that and then be disappointed if it doesn't happen. No, I know what I want. I know what my heart and soul craves, and yet I'm still creating and living a fabulous life. That's the goal. I'm not, going to keel over and die if I don't get married. I am going to have an amazing life full of wonderful experiences, full of wonderful people, full of wonderful opportunities. But if a man asks me, so what's your goal? What are you looking for? Why are you app dating? Or why are you, what's this dating all about? Well, I hope to find a husband. I hope to be a wife one day. I have no problem saying that at all. And I say it very matter of factly, just like I did. So be willing to be vulnerable in that way. So it's an interesting balance. It's like vulnerability, but it's said in a matter of fact way. Okay? But no, we cannot change a man. And for all of my lovelies out there who are currently in relationships, so you're currently in a relationship, and whether this relationship is 3 months, 9 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years, right? And I get a lot of women that come to me and they're frustrated, oh, I wish, I had a lady the other day who dated a guy, has been dating a guy for a whole year. And she's like, oh, I want him to quit smoking. Why did you date him? And did he smoke when you met him? Yeah, but I didn't like it then. Then why did you date him? Was this not on the standards and requirements, non-smoking? Come on. And here's the thing. There may be times, okay, I'm going to be honest. There may be times that as a woman, there's things that you may have settled for because you didn't know any better, right? You didn't know about feminine energy. You didn't know about, standing up for yourself and speaking up and speaking from how you feel and just owning how you feel, right? So you're learning all these new tools and you're searching your soul, you're getting to know yourself, and now you've realized, okay, there are things that I settled for that I don't want to settle for anymore. There's things that I accepted that I don't want to accept anymore. I think that's fantastic. And you have every right to change and grow. You have every right to change your mind. People do it all the time. But here's the thing I got to tell you. that in that process of you changing and growing, you can't force another person to do that too. You can't force another person to change and grow at the level or speed that you're changing and growing. And so if you as a woman put up with something, it's just like I have so many ladies who come to me and they're like, wow, I'd love to be abstinent. I'd love to practice abstinence until marriage. I'm in this relationship though. I don't know how this guy I'm dating is going to take that. You have every right to change your mind. I know I did. In the middle of a relationship, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not having sex outside of marriage. The next man I sleep with is going to be my husband. That was it. And I just kind of made that announcement, very matter of fact. Well, don't I get a say in this? No, because the last time I checked, this is my vagina. This is my body. You are not entitled to it. Okay? And definitely if you're not my husband, are you kidding me? So, no. This is my decision. And I said it very matter-of-factly. And then I followed it up with, well, if that doesn't work for you, okay, I guess we're not able to see each other anymore. And again, you have to empower yourself. If you're walking around in fear, if you're walking around on eggshells, well, if I just announce that I want to be abstinent, he'll leave me alone. He might. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he might not leave. He may leave. But again, it's not about him. It's about you. And it's about being true to yourself and getting your needs met. But yeah, it just so happened that guy didn't. I mean, we didn't work out for other reasons. He didn't go anywhere. But even if he would have, I'd have been like, okay, because this is what I'm doing now. This other thing doesn't feel good to me anymore. I've always felt convicted about it, and it just doesn't work for me anymore. And if anything, it's going to weed you out if you're not my husband. If you have no intention on being my husband, you're going to leave me alone because you're here to have sex. You're here to do other things. You're here to go out and have fun and all of that, but you also want to have sex. And so once I raise the price on that, so the price now is the ring. Once I raise the price on, sexual intimacy with Anita, okay, either you can pay it or you can't. And that's okay. That's how our standards and requirements work. They are going to weed people out. And you've got to be okay with it. Because here's the thing. That's how you're going to get what you want. If you don't have standards and requirements, it's like accepting every man that comes to you. Every man that approaches you, you're going out with them. Every man that wants to have sex with you, you're having sex with them. No, 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 no. This is your life. It's your body. It's your standards and requirements. You don't have, so I tell men all the time that approach me or fall into Messenger or fall into my DMs. That's just called so what? Like, I don't owe you anything. And, I vet and qualify every single man that approaches me. And I determine if this is a good fit, based on a conversation or based on what I see online or all the many ways that I vet and qualify a man. I believe every woman should do that. But here's the thing. A lot of women are wounded. They are wounded feminine women. They feel validated by a man approaching them, talking to them, pursuing them. That doesn't mean anything to me. You can say good morning and good night every single day. So that doesn't impress me. That doesn't get you access to my body or my life. No, it's going to be a little harder than that. And I want it to be the same with you all, but we've got to heal. Remember, 2021 is all about healing. My platform is going to talk at length about how to heal. We got to heal because I believe once we do as feminine women, we become that divine feminine. We are empowered. We feel good. We feel strong. And we don't need male validation. We don't need a man to have to tell us we look good or however they validate us. We don't need that. It's wonderful. It's not that I don't enjoy a healthy compliment, but I'm not, I'm not drinking it down like I've been walking in the desert for days. That's, that thirst for it. No, that's not a part of it because I am a healthy, divine, feminine woman. I know my worth. I know what's great about me. I don't need a man to validate that. And so we got to get to that point. We have to get to that healthy point so that we're not just accepting everything that comes our way. We are vetting and qualifying at every turn, and it's based on our standard. So here's the other thing. Sometimes your girlfriends, your family members will say, he's good enough. He's fine. Look at what he's doing. He looks good on paper. It's not about them. It's about you. It's about what works for you. But ladies, you got to do this work because if not, you're going to be stuck with a man that you are frustrated by, that you are angry with, and he can sense all of this. He can feel all of this. Like she is really irritated. She's really, anxious or when I was in that last relationship, I lived in like 3 or 4 different states. I was either annoyed, frustrated, disinterested. Then eventually I just grew disinterested. I was like, why am I interested in this person that doesn't want what I want? I just became completely disinterested. Like all day could go by and it's like, okay, I didn't care if that person called or not or texted or not because I was like, why am I continuing to be interested in someone that doesn't want what I want? This is ridiculous. And I just, and when I was with that person, I was just annoyed. I was frustrated, angry, like you could see and feel all of this. And then outside of it, I was just disinterested. I was just completely turned off. Like, no, thank you, because it's hard to feel good about someone that that person doesn't want to give you something that would make you happy or can't give it to you or doesn't want to do something that would make you feel good. That's a complete turnoff. No, thank you. So, ladies, the truth is this, you're not going to change a man. He's not going to grow any faster than what he wants, to grow. It's not going to happen. And let me tell you this, the only shot you have of possibly being a part of his change is leaving. That's what good, healthy, feminine women do. They leave men alone all the way. I have a couple of clients now that are quote unquote broke up, but they're not broke. They're still engaging with each other. And I'm going to be honest with you. That's a Band-Aid to a man. He'll take that versus nothing. Give him nothing. Give him the gift of your absence and let's see if he will self-reflect enough to make the changes necessary to have you back. That's how I do it in my world. When I'm done, I'm done. We're not friends. We're not checking in. We're nothing. Because again, I have a limited amount of energy. Just like money, just like time. I'm not just out here squandering those things. Those things have to go in a direction that is actually going to yield me good, healthy results. Like I just don't have just time to just, let me just, talk with you for an hour and it's going nowhere. No, I could do so much with that hour. So a man does not have access to me. Like we're done. And that's what a lot of you ladies need. You need to get stronger in that area. That when it's done, it's done. There is no happy birthday text, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All of that goes away. Because here's what you need to understand. As long as a man has access to you, the chance of him changing is 0. Because he's getting what he wants. He's getting that need met. He's getting that emotional tether. He's like, okay, she's not all the way gone. I mean, yeah, we're not hanging out like we used to, but, clearly what I'm doing isn't that bad because she's not all the way gone. That's what they're thinking. But nope. A man has nothing but time to self-reflect when I leave him because I'm all the way gone. I'm not responding to your calls or text. I'm not, you're blocked from my social media. I'm not engaging with you on that. I'm not answering my door for you. I'm not reading any letters. Like, I'm done. We're good. I do all of my healthy communicating when I'm with you. And if that doesn't get me anywhere, then I need to go on. I need to move forward. I need to reposition myself and rebuild my life and keep creating my life. That's probably your only chance of contributing to a man changing. Because men will, that pain of being left all the way alone, they will self-reflect. They will ask everybody, what do you think? What do you think she wants? What do you think she wants? Like, oh my gosh, they will do that. Trust me. But you have got to do your part, which is leave them all the way alone. If you keep that emotional tie, if you keep interacting and being friendly, he sees that as, okay, it's not that bad. It's acceptable. She good. We're good. And I'll eventually wear her down and we'll eventually be doing what we were doing before. You got to get stronger. But if what he's doing is making you unhappy or it's unacceptable or what he's not doing, you may use your healthy feminine energy skills. You may express how you feel about it. You may express your unhappiness. But if nothing changes, then you've got to make a hard decision. And I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. It hurt. It hurt to leave that relationship. I really thought, wow, this is the person I'm going to marry one day, or this is the person I'm going to be with. There's a lot of, there's chemistry here, there's compatibility here, but the ultimate compatibility was, I want to get married and you don't, and now we're incompatible. So if we're not compatible in that area, we're not compatible. So yes, stay in your lane, stay in your feminine lane, lean back. Express yourself at every turn. Express what doesn't feel good to you, or tell him how it feels when this happens or when this doesn't happen. What you really need. That's a part of your vulnerable feminine nature. You've got to do that part. And that's the thing. I do all of the skills that I'm teaching you before I have to make that final decision. I do all of the skills. I put it all out there. There is no stone left unturned. And if after all of that, I determine, okay, this man does not, care enough about my feminine feelings. This man is not going to give me what I want and need. And then I choose me. That's it. Choose you. You change. You don't worry about whether he's going to change or not. You change. Sometimes that change is you leave him all the way alone. See? So you may not be willing to change, sir, but I'm willing to change. I'm willing to change what my outlook is and my vision of you and all of that. I'm willing to change my environment. But that's it. You do not have the power to change him. And if you did, if you nagged and you manipulated and you threatened and you ultimatum, you are not in your feminine, you're in your masculine. And he may fall into his feminine and he may give into that. And then you're back to that same unhealthy dynamic again. You're the guy and he's the girl. And I don't want that for any of you. I want you to be the girl. And I want you to be with that good, healthy, masculine man who wants to make you happy, who wants to give you what you want. Okay? So this is not giving you license to, if you're married, to just up and leave your marriage. You communicate. You do everything possible. I have couples coming in for counseling and we are doing the work. And it's only after We leave no stone left unturned, right? I mean, we are earning, I tell everyone, you got to earn your way out. You don't get to just wake up and walk out. You have to earn your way out. But if after you've done that and you're not seeing anything, I'm doing my part and I'm telling you what my needs are and you're not meeting them, that's all you got. Because you can't make someone do anything. It's hard enough to change ourselves, much less another person. So ladies, I want you to stay in your feminine. I want you to stay lean back. But there's power in that feminine that says, you know what? I can leave this person all the way alone. I can get on that path to healing and growing. I can meet a healthy masculine man that wants to give me what I really want. That's my power. Remember, this channel is all about empowering you, keeping you in what is your ability to change, which is you. But we can't change other people. We can't change men. And I don't want you to. So I hope this episode was helpful. This was a little tough love, but you needed it. You cannot change your man. You can only change yourself and what you're doing. That's it. And you have a choice. We always have a choice. You may not like it, but you do have it. And you can make that choice. Sometimes it's a hard choice. Sometimes it's a painful choice, but you do have a choice. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me this week. And as always, stay open to love. Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave me a 5-star rating and review. Your ratings and reviews help me to continue to bring you more great content. Head on over to YouTube and check out the Better Love Movement channel. There's more video content there, and you can subscribe to be notified when a new video is posted. If you have a question that you would like to have answered on the podcast or in a YouTube video, please send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can also connect with me directly on the Magnify app to have your dating and relationship questions answered. That's Magnifi, and it's available on iOS and Android. You get your first 5 minutes for free. So give me a call and let's chat.